Hi, you guys. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. Thanks for joining me today at the time that we do our weekly check-ins. If you've been on here before, thanks for coming back. And if you haven't ever been here before, the way to get your own personal card is to type "me please" in the comments. Little heads up, I've got 3 streams coming in, YouTube and 2 Facebook pages. And the YouTube pages let you comment early, where the Facebook does not. So it may look like I'm only reading for the YouTubers, but that's just who shows up first. Let's see, couple of announcements or little housekeeping things for you guys, so you guys know, if you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get a notice 30 minutes before I'm going live, and it will also have a free meditation, healing meditation in it, where it's infused with energy to help you work on some things. Couple of event announcements that I typically put into here. So if you aren't on my newsletter, you might check it out, just because it's this one. This one here is the one that is where most of like my blog posts and my announcements about, free things go to. The Healing Studio newsletter is great too, but that's mostly for events and things like that. So just FYI. Let's see. I'm using the Shaman's Dream Call It Bear Reads deck today for the personal readings, always using the Yantra deck. And Amanda Ellis has released for the Year of the Dragon, the Wood Dragon spray. Okay, so this is for luck, success, truth, and power. So I'm gonna surrogately spray you all for that. We are carrying this. We have a few bottles here if you are local and want to get it. Or, well, I mean, her stuff is sold in the UK. So if you're in the US and you want to get it, you might want to get it from us. We can ship it. And today, my golden sheen of obsidian dragon is coming to play. Okay. So that leads me to want to tell you guys that there is a fun event next weekend, if you're local, on Sunday, where our crystal shop, which is in the back, it's kind of like a little speakeasy crystal shop. It's like back there hidden a little bit. We're trying to make it more visible, of course. But if you want to come next weekend between 10 and 5, there's going to be little ducks hidden all over the shop, and they represent certain discount codes, and or you might get a free stone. So she's got lots of dragons out there, big old dragons, and also other things. So if you haven't been there yet, it's super fun to check out. All right, let's get going. Yeah, and I'm in Colorado, you guys. So if you ever are wanting to come see us, it's a good place to visit. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to first check in with the week as a whole. We are collectively going to get our reading. This is for all of us. And then we will build on that reading as we go forward. Okay, so here we go. Okay, the week starts off with the lack of presence. Okay, so feeling a little burnt out, feeling a little crispy. I like to call it feeling, a little bit crunchy, that kind of thing. So this is like really kind of being too far in the past or too far forward as we start off. Our helper card is saying, get clear with your intentions. Now, this is actually be in your intentions, this message, not do intentional. So what that means is when you wake up, be in like, okay, today's the energy is about this. And how can I be with that intention? And then how can I just kind of sit with that intention inside myself? Like, for example, today is a new moon. So it's a good day to kind of get yourself organized in that way. It's also daylight savings. And that's not my favorite thing. So, okay, end of the week. Drama is being offered. Okay. So being awake in the dream is what this card says. So when it's upside down, it's basically saying that it's going to be hard to be awake in the dream. It's hard to remember that we are here on purpose, but it's going to be important for us to know that we can say yes to the invitation of drama, or we can continue to try to stay kind of on the side of the mud puddle. I like to say, like, hold the towel out for your loved ones to get out of the mud. Okay. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we get really sucked in. All right, here we go. Shaman's Dream. 1, 2, 3. All right. So this is for you guys if you're watching later. Thank you, by the way, for watching later. Thank you for being present right now as well. If you're watching now, this is your card beginning. Okay. 1, 2, 3. If you're watching later, this is also a way to participate. And just want to say to you guys, as you listen to this half hour together, Listen to the messages that come through, because a lot of times we start to get themes that are for all of us, okay? All right, here we go. So the first card, 1, 2, 3. Feel in. Which number are you going to pick first? Okay, you picked 1. You're going to be working on Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Okay, so with that drama work that we birthed in, it's going to be important to kind of keep in check with yourself about what's going on. Okay, if you picked 2, look out for the dream thief, refusal to the call. Okay, so again, back to those cards about intention and about drama. This is where you're your own saboteur. You're not stepping into what you said you were going to do. Be on the lookout for that. Now, Colette Baramee doesn't necessarily do reversal. She does protection. So this one's upside down, which makes it in a protective mode of skywriting and the fates. Okay. So really paying attention this week, if you're doing that one, you're going to be paying attention to kind of, the signs that are around you that are bigger than just, the day-to-day stuff, especially since we got that drama invitation, just being aware that you want to look beyond the drama. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Rob, I'm going to just kind of call out down below. Stephanie, Ashley, Amy, Miranda, thanks everybody for joining. You guys are at the bottom, believe it or not, even though I know you're here right at the beginning. So I'm coming, I promise. But let's start with Rob's message. Okay, in the protective, stars in the sky, limitless possibility. Okay, so when you think big, but you don't necessarily think that you have to be perfect. That's what this is kind of saying. That's what your guides are saying to me about this card, is that you are working on, kind of really thinking that yes, you're just you, but you also have all of this possibility to work with. The universe wants to support you. Keep that in mind, okay? This week, keeping limitless possibilities open. Gina, eyes of the eagle, rising above the fray. Okay, so really important this week to just kind of keep a bird's eye view, watchful, see things going on, see the drama, but don't get into the drama. It's not yours. Okay, so you're rising a bit above the drama being offered this week. Tiff, you've got heart home in protective. Okay. So this is basically saying get really compassionate with yourself. You are always where you are. Okay. So keeping in mind that your home and your mind and your heart and your mind, syncing those up as times get kind of, offered to be crazy. Really set that intention that I'm always going to have my own back, is kind of what that message is trying to say to you. By the way, I mean, Colette really encourages you to read her books when you do these. But I'm listening to your guides, you guys. So when I'm using the cards, if we get it 3 times, I'll pull her book out, just make sure I'm not missing a message. But this is what your guides are saying about the cards to me. Okay. Courtney, it's time to close the door. Something's come to completion for you. Okay. So really kind of have an intentional ending. I'm closing the energy of it. I'm not bringing it with me. I may not even want to think about it anymore. It might be time to be just done with something this week. Okay. And maybe it's a bunch of little things kind of coming to completion as well. But it's important to close it down in your mind as much as it is to close it down just, action wise. All right, Cece. You're working on woodwives and adaptability. Okay. So really feeling into the wisdom of like the wood energy, and let yourself be aware that the wood energy is very rich with like time and knowledge, but that it's also important to be able to sway with what's happening. Okay. So using your wisdom to keep flexible kind of. Diane, you got the wailing tree, which is about reconciliation. Okay, so with that drama message this week, it might be some time to have some heart-to-heart talks about what's really going on for you and your heart, and how you can kind of reconcile some things that have been left open. Be intentional. Heidi, you're going to be working on the fortunes wheel this week. Okay. Luck and right timing, a little bit of that dragon spray that we got going on. So just really be paying attention to like how everything already has worked out. And even when there's little offerings of drama and struggle, that offering of drama and struggle is temporary. And you can kind of get back to your stability when you get, intentional about doing so. Kimberly, Fool's embrace, okay? Transmuting pain. So just kind of acknowledging that you might be hanging on to some things, and this week be intentional about being in the pain and letting the pain kind of work itself out. Sometimes we have to feel it before we can let it go, even if it's old. So just be, give yourself some grace on that. It's sometimes we just have to feel old stuff. It's not always fun. Lisa, you've also got Heart Home. Second time we've seen it in the upside down. So this is for what I'm hearing for you guys, Lisa and Tiff, is that it's first important to make yourself your home. You are the first thing to be compassionate towards. You are the one who is giving the energies to yourself, the choices of where you take yourself, that whole if you don't like where you are, stop taking yourself there. That kind of message is coming up for you guys. Kelly and Matthew. Kelly, you've got root girl, okay? Work with the disowned self, the part of yourself that's just kind of been going on behalf of others, okay? So this week, have an intention to retrieve that self. And again, not everybody around you is going to be like, oh, gee, thanks for doing that, because they've been used to you giving you away so that they can have what they want. But now it would be a good time for you to have what you want, okay? Get a little self-retrieval going. And Matthew's going to be working on drifting, just kind of experiencing life as it comes, not necessarily being able to direct anything this week. You can have some intentions, but you may not have control. Okay. So just kind of feeling into rising those sails of your sailboat and catching the wind rather than fighting against it. Okay. Janice, you're repairing the veil on forgiveness. It's new moon today. So this is a good day to kind of start that. Really working on forgiveness of self, forgiveness that things maybe your a little idealistic self might have thought something different was going to happen. And now you're like, oh, that's not what's actually going to happen. I feel really into like the idea that your idealistic self maybe needs a little bit of a hug right this week with all the drama that goes on, just that we don't necessarily have control over. Janelle, oh, I put it back in, but you got it in the protective. Okay, so you guys might be working on something together, repairing the veil, forgiveness. Okay, yours is protective, so you'll be protected if you do this. Maybe check in with Janice on that, since I literally just shuffled and put it back in, and that's what came back out again. It might be a family thing, okay? Donnie, you're going to be in the protective, straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Okay. So just kind of acknowledging that there's like kind of a lot of different things going on. There's like the practical day-to-day stuff that has to get done, do the dishes, take the trash out. And then there's the higher, like mortality and immortality and the concept of, life being bigger than it is. Every day, kind of that in offering and being intentional about working with that. I know that sounds big, but given the drama potential, it'd be good for you to be kind of paying attention to, what's really matters and what doesn't. Okay, Mountain River, you're also working on Eyes of the Eagle, which is the same as we've already seen it for Gina. So that's going to be stay above the fray. You might get an invitation to get into the fray. Don't do it. Just watch, have a watchful eye. Stay out of it, okay? Tanya, you're going to be working with the Magician's Sword upside down in the protective. So that just means it's protective for you to do this. Confidence in your own magic. You don't necessarily have to use that magic for anybody else either. You can use it just for yourself. That's totally acceptable. The magic is used first on yourself, especially when we get that home compassion card. That's the Tiff and Lisa got. It's about saying to yourself, I have my own back and I'm going to use my own magic for me first. Okay. Barbara and Patty. Barbara, protective skybridge, possibilities for union. Okay. So those singular relationships this week, really protect them. Keep the drama away from the singular relationships. Don't do long-term damage is what your guides just said over something that's short-term drama. Okay. Patty, you're going to work on in the hand. The universe is your partner. Okay. So this is literally like surrender to the universe. Surrender to the idea that the universe wants to help you and that this week it's out of your hands. You can't do it yourself. Okay. Eat 100 foods. I saw your announcements about personal chefing. If you guys need a personal chef and you're in the local area, this is something to check out. Okay, Karen, you've got the moon maiden upside down, new beginnings, which actually just makes sense. You just announced some new beginnings, right? So in the protective, allow the new beginnings, the newness. Sometimes too, the newness is scary. Like we get into this place where we're like, can I do this? Can I make this shift? It's kind of, I kind of equate the new beginnings like letting go of a trapeze bar and hoping you can catch the next one, but you're in the middle of it, the in-between this week. Bahar, lost compass for you, getting back into integrity. This is really important. Stick to your word. Say what you mean, especially say what you mean to yourself. And if you tell yourself you're going to do something, do it. Okay. That's really going to be important this week. Reese, spirit of the river and the protective. Movement towards adventure. Okay. Now it's like movement towards, and if you remember, this week's a little bit bumpy. So you might be thinking about adventure. You might be starting to fantasize about adventure, but I'm not necessarily thinking this week is yet the adventure time. It's coming, but not yet. Just start dreaming it up. Natalie, oh goodness. Okay. Wailing tree for you too. It was in the upside down for you, protective. So similar to Janelle and Janice, there might be something that is going on family wise. Okay. So Diane and Natalie, wailing tree came up for both of you. Some reconciliations, kind of seeing where healing feelings are hurt. Maybe you can talk about that, get a little bit of air cleared. Be very intentional though, and careful about that drama. Okay. Christy, you got the horned cactus upside down. Resourcefulness, okay? The cactus is able to hold its own even when things are not necessarily going as planned, right? The cactus holds its own water until the next opportunity for a rainstorm. So just this week, have your own back, go within internal resources. Kira, you've got stars in the sky right side up. So we heard this upside down before. Limitless possibility. You're just getting started. You have plenty of time to figure things out. Just like play with all the possibilities that are there. Sometimes too many possibilities can feel a little overwhelming too, but that's okay. You got this. All right. Ben, you've got spirit of the river right side up. So movement towards adventure. You are into adventure this week. Okay. So whatever adventure you can find, it's the right side up. And I feel like it is a good time for you to have an adventurous spirit and take some risks. Okay. All right, Terry, in the hand upside down. Okay, the universe is protecting you. Okay, the universe is your partner this week. Let the universe protect you. Take the protective signs. If something doesn't feel right, listen to that voice. That's the universe talking to you this week, telling you to be careful or to go slow. Okay, Aaron and Nalani. Aaron, okay, I put it back in. It came right side up this time though. The universe is your partner. So this is obviously a message that wants to keep going. They start stacking this stuff when they really want us to know something. And this is literally like sometimes you have to just let something go so the universe can get its part done. So this week, maybe not controlling something or setting the intention to surrender or let something go. Milani, you're going to work on lost in space and needing direction. Okay. So this is going to feel a little bit like you don't know where you're headed or what's going to happen next. And remember that propensity for drama this week, be in your own intention. Okay. Be with what you want to happen next, not necessarily what isn't yours to control. Okay. Sam, mindful upside down, careful of groupthink, protection, and be in good positive groupthink. When it matters, let it matter. Oh, there's like the clock is really popping out this week. So a little bit of time adjustment inside yourself, and everybody's agreed to a specific time, right? Like today, it is daylight savings here, and so we get to have a group agreement that it's a different time than it was yesterday. Okay, blossoming lotus, you've got protection for the unmarked trail, revelations. Okay, so taking unmarked trails and putting yourself in alignment with the fact that you're the one charting your own course right now. Okay, so and it's protective to do that, not follow the leader right now. Shannon. Okay, upside down. Second time we've seen it upside down. Fourth time we've seen this card. Surrender to the universe this week. You cannot control it all. It'll protect you if you let the universe do it. The universe wants the best for you, just like everybody around you does. So let that be true. Robin, you're going to be working on the jeweled web. Okay. So connectivity, everything is like a little network. So just kind of pay attention to this, leading to that, leading to this, and be in gratitude about that, not drama. Austin, you've got the Garden of Venus, the rest and renewal for you this week. Okay. So just give yourself some time to just really be in nature, to be in rejuvenation, sleep as much as you can, rest as much as you can this week. If it's got that drama going on, get, kind of staying out of it and resting. Jordan, you got Feast of Plenty upside down. Choices and their consequences. Okay, so letting your choices and consequences come to fruition, kind of notice like where the positive things are that you could say, oh yeah, I did that and I'm proud of myself. And also just taking responsibility for the stuff that you have created that you don't want to keep creating. All right, Katie, this week for you, you're going to focus on the eye of the needle. Intentionality, really stay focused on what you're trying to create. AI. Thanks, AI. I didn't mean thumbs down. I meant thumbs up. Yeah, see how this lovely little technology helps us out? Thumbs up on threading the needle. Ignore the thumbs down. Hannah, you're going to be working on the crown games, okay? Right use of power. Really using your own integrity and not letting anybody else use their integrity in a way that is not an integrity to control you. Just being really aware of your higher truth this week, especially with that drama. Okay, Isabella, you got a tidy house, clarity, and organization. For you, upside down, focus on cleaning up. Clean up where you live, clean up where you how your clothes are organized, how your refrigerator is organized, whatever it is. This week, that would be a very protective thing to do, is to really focus on tidying up. Okay, Carrie, you're working on Drifter. Okay, experiencing life as it comes. This is the second time we've seen that. Catch the wind, don't fight the wind. Just kind of this week, just know that there's that drama's an invitation, that the lack of clarity is there, and just kind of just let it show you and unpack itself. Don't try to control it. Cynthia, you got mood mated upside down. Second time we've seen that. So new beginnings. Let yourself be in that kind of protective mode of the new beginning. Maybe don't share it with anybody until it's a little bit more mature. Let it begin in you and not necessarily out there. Kimberly, you're going to be deep diving, okay, into the task at hand. Okay, so really getting into something this week that's been there. Be really intentional. Be really aware of your own intentions and how that influences things. Terry, you got many masks in the upside down. Okay, so the authentic self. Now, what this is saying is, yeah, we use masks to protect ourselves. We do things to keep ourselves safe, but we can use authentic masks even. We just don't have to reveal all of ourselves all the time. So this is kind of being in that place where you understand that's a real mask of mine. That's just that I use intentionally to, show up the way I need to. And that one's not. Okay. Natalie, you got the lost compass upside down. Getting back to integrity. It's protective to be in your own integrity. It's protective to say, is this me? Am I meeting my words? Am I doing what I said I was going to do? Do I feel the need to manipulate something? And if I am, I want to let that go and I want to get back to my authentic choice. Okay. Andrea, crown games again, right? Use of power for you as well. Okay, so again, similar to Hannah, you're going to be working on your own truth, your own higher self, your own guidance, and letting other people have theirs as well, and not using it to manipulate or control each other or take advantage of each other, but to help kind of build a bigger truth. Okay. Sonia, yep, I have time. I got to you. Hollow bone. Okay, so this is teachability. Unpredictable. Be teachable this week. Okay, set the intention. I'm going to be teachable. I'll be teachable in whatever form it wants to come, and that will protect me if I learn something new. Okay, Miranda, told you I was coming. Okay, Moon Maiden, upside down. Third time we've seen it. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. So this means it's for all of us. I'm going to pull up the book and give you guys a little extra words from Colette. Okay, so remember protection. The Moon Maiden invites you to shine with your own light, to have radiant curiosity and ask anyone who offers you a mouthful of dogma Why do you believe this is so? Question everything. Assume nothing is given and do not collude with the drama around you. Geez, you guys, I don't know what this drama is about, but we're definitely being told to be careful with it. The Moon Maiden invites you to answer only to yourself and reminds you that you are not anyone's property. Okay? That's what the crown message was too. So, everybody take a listen. That's for all of us since that's the third time we've seen it. Amy, you're going to be working on cosmic womb and the protection, okay? The divine feminine. Everything starts with a womb, right? So going back to that initial protective, nurturing, caring space, maybe be building it up for yourself and not necessarily sharing it out in the world. That since this world this week is going to be kind of drama, take good care of yourself and your own divine feminine and your own womb. Ashley, you're going to be straddling worlds. Okay, so wandering between realms, and that's, we heard this message earlier, but in a protective mode, it's kind of like, yep, you've got the daily chores to do, and there's something bigger going on, a little bit of paying attention to both, and maybe even integrating both, right? So as I do the dishes, I meditate and find mindfulness in myself, kind of thing. Stephanie? Horned cactus upside down. Second time we've seen that. Resourcefulness. Trust that you've got what you need. You don't have to fight against anything. You don't have to be in lack mindset. You can just recognize that sometimes you're in a period of pause, and that's okay. Gina. And again, you guys, I didn't say today, but this is where your name will show up. So sometimes if there's more than one on here, just pay attention there. Okay, Eyes of the Eagle. Actually, that's funny because that's what the other Gina got, but she got it in the right side. Rising above the fray, upside down. Third time we've seen the card, but the first time we've seen it upside down. So Gina, it's going to protect you to get out of it. Stay high. Keep that high picture. Don't get into the fray right now. Don't get into the mix with everybody. Other people have things to do, and maybe it's not yours to do this week. Clara, you're going to be working on the netcaster, okay? So Safari Spirit preparations come to fruition. Okay, so begin to notice that things that you've been weaving for yourself, things you've been putting together are going to start showing up, okay? Seth and Nicole. Seth, you got the fortune wheel in the protective, okay? So this is basically saying focus on luck and right timing, okay? Sometimes things are not meant to come yet. You may want them faster than they are ready to come. This week might be a week to continue to be an intention of what you already have, okay? Nicole, you've got Netcaster as well. So you and Clara, they clumped you guys together because they want the message to keep going. Let yourself acknowledge that what you've already put out there, all the work that you've already put in, is going to begin to come in. And, if we've got that drama attached to it or the intention attached to it, just be aware. Sometimes we stress ourselves out to earn something. Like we're like, oh, I worked really hard for this. So because I stressed and that's why I deserve it. Well, okay. That's one way to do it. Or you could just let yourself say, yeah, I earned this and I did the work to do it. Okay, Denise, you got the unmarked trail in Revelation, okay? So things are going to start to show up in a way that you didn't even know, okay? So this week, just let yourself be in a surrender path with that and really intentional that you're going to take every step that you can gently, okay? Patty. Magician's sword in the protective. Second time we've seen that. Confidence in your magic. Okay. So really use your magic on your own behalf first is what the message is here. Okay. Use your magic for yourself first and then let the rest of it unfold. Heather, you've got in the protective the winter's dream. This is a waiting period. Hold on. Something's coming. Can't force it. It's important sometimes to give the universe a little space to marinate in your requests, okay? Cameron, you're going to work on deep diving into a task this week, okay? Go as deep as you can. Give yourself an opportunity to really dive in there. If I know this right, I think you might be a Pisces. That Pisces really likes to dive deep, likes to get into topics in a deep level, so let yourself do that, okay? All right. Think I got you all. All right. I did it. You guys, it's interesting that we get through these cards almost exactly at the 30-minute mark every time. All right, so I'm going to throw a card for my husband, who's often listening but doesn't comment because he doesn't want to take away from you guys. Okay, so he's going to be working on the vanishing mirror. Ego sublimation. Woohoo! Who you think you are is changing. This week is a good week to let go of the ego and let your mind kind of let go of who you think you are and show you who you might be becoming. Okay. All right, you guys. I am super grateful for you. I will see you next weekend, same time, same place. Have a fabulous week. Stay out of the drama.